everybody, welcome back to the Sunday book review. This week we got a different one. I know we always usually go self-development. One of the things I've been doing recently is just I read a lot of self-development books and like self-help books just to kind of always understand the mind. But something I've been doing differently is just checking out different books with like different types of topics and genres just to like fill my brain out even more. So prepare for like a little bit of a shift. I mean, I definitely still got some books that I'm reading right now that I think when I like present them, you'll definitely be, oh yeah, that was a great one. But I do got some ones that's gonna just drift around, you know, and just kind of, you know, expand all of our mentals when it comes to just knowing the more things in life. Because hey, at the end of the day, the more you know, the better you'll be. So the book review this week is How to Audition on Camera by Sharon Bialy. Now, first and foremost, why did I read this book? Well, as you all know, I moved to LA, and one of the things that I've been doing is acting classes. I would not designate myself as an actor because of the point that, well, I ain't never had no gigs. Like, I ain't never been on a camera outside of YouTube, like on some, like it's going out to the world. So I would not designate myself as that, but as I've been getting into it, I've been enjoying it, and naturally, as you all know, I read a lot, and so to get better at something, I always feel like you can read a little bit more up on it, which led me to this book. So let's talk about it. How to Audition on Camera. What did I think? Let me tell y'all, I can't speak on if someone has ample experience and you're always booking gigs all the time, but I always feel like you can never know too much. I thought this book was absolutely phenomenal, especially for beginning actors or people trying to get into acting like myself. Then I'll say beginning actors, maybe you've had 1 or 2 gigs or maybe one, or you're just going out for auditions, versus seasoned veterans who like been doing this for a while and maybe you haven't had your big break yet. If you're an A-lister, I would say, I don't know if this will really help you because you're already like up there, but like if you're like going up the ranks but you just still sometimes get some slip-ups, yes, this book will definitely help. What is one of the things that stood out for me in this book? I would say the biggest thing has been, so let's look at it like this. When we watch TV shows and movies, what are one of the top reasons why you get highly connected to that character? It is because of your emotional connection to that person. And one of the big things this book does talk about, it talks about a multitude of things, I'm just gonna speak on this one, is like actor really being authentic within that character. And I know for myself, I've struggled in my very beginning. I mean, I only been doing this like a month and a half, but I'm just, you all know how deep I am into self, so I can like figure things out like a lot quicker than maybe somebody else. And so one of the things I was struggling with was different characters that are outside of the character I've built for my personal life, that has kept me like happy to where I'm at now and kept me successful. And what does that mean? That means like great example, I don't yell at people. Like, I don't really get angry about much. I'm most of the time just pretty chill, pretty mellow. Like, my thought processes go pretty fast. If I need to explain something to you, I think I do a really good job at that. But there are certain characters that you have to become as an actor that are gonna be completely different than just your everyday character. And I believe for myself, I got too locked in to that everyday character that now when you gotta give, I'm not saying you're not giving this person up, but now when you need to reach inside yourself, by the way, the book it's like speaks on this, but when you need to reach inside yourself and access a different part of self that you maybe haven't utilized in a while, it just becomes difficult. Like if you have a scene now where you need to like yell at and you don't always have to yell, you always should be yourself within a character, and it probably will still work out, but we're just going drastic right now. Let's just say that you need to like be angry about something that just happened and then you need to like go crazy on it. Like me, I'm more the type that, and this could work. I don't want to say this couldn't work, because I know actors, if you were watching this, you'd be like, well, you could actually do that and it could play off, but I'm going more off of if this is what they wanted. So let's say they're like, you know, yell at your spouse, get the hell out of my house, right? For someone like me, if I was really saying that to somebody, I would just literally be like, yo, get the hell out of my house. Like, and that honestly could work, right? But let's just say they want more. I would never be like, man, get the hell out of my house, right? And even though that works, even though if you're watching it, you're like, oh, well, that worked. It's like one of those things where like, it's just not, it doesn't come as natural because I don't do it often. And so this kind of taught me though that like, just that range of spectrum that we all have those characters inside of us, and that you just got to be able to be willing to be more vulnerable with self. And so what that taught me was just that while I like doing uncomfortable things, this part was uncomfortable because it's shifting of self, like into accessing that wide spectrum of personalities that I do have, instead of just being this character that always kind of walks around. So I hope I was able to help. And maybe even if some people have gotten into acting and they're struggling, that could be something you struggle with. Like, it's just about, honestly, when you read a scene and you read the backdrop, like figuring out who like that character is to you, what kind of the director wants, or what kind of if the director's definitely telling you something within the scene to be like, do this, you definitely should do that. But just like choosing a character and just going with it. If I decide I want to be that get the hell out of my house person, then you just got to be that person. Like, you can't try to debate it like, but that's gonna sound too crazy, that's gonna be like too this. So yeah, super help. Everyone should definitely go check this out and read it. I believe it'll help you a lot on your auditions or just getting better at acting in general. Especially, it's always good to know what's going on in the minds behind the people who are actually trying to hire you. Does that make sense? If you're too focused on just the acting side of things, but you don't know what goes through a casting director's mind, a director, all right, I don't know all the titles yet, but you get my point. Like, it's hard to like be able to really ingratiate the scene because you don't understand the bigger aspect. You only understand your part, your couple words, and that's just not going to be good enough, like in the longevity of things. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed my review. Definitely go check this out, and I'll see you next week with another book review.